Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Gamertag Radio with your hosts, Danny Peña, Paris Lily, and Peter Toledo.
I don't know, for some reason, P looks confused and
I had no idea what to expect, bro. Okay, I've been traveling, so I had no idea what was happening.
Yeah,
so all of a sudden, you got like intros and stuff like that. So I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah, man, that's how we do it, man. We're live, everyone. We're live. This is episode 1342. This is your host, Danny Peña. Thank you for watching. I know we're in different places now. People could watch us in multiple spots here, but if you're watching us through Riverside, you could go to our studio and you could be part of our live studio audience and call in and all that good stuff. So we could probably do that like at the end of the show during fan mail and maybe the after show. Who knows? But this is your host, Danny Peña, and also we have Pete. Pete is in the house. What's up, Pete?
It's been a minute. It really has. It's been a minute now. How are you?
Good. I'm just excited for the recording. We have a couple topics. I think there's going to be a couple that we're going to be talking about. I don't know if you're allowed to talk about it. It's about Ubisoft, but we'll see. We'll see what you're gonna. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm very excited. Yo, like in a couple weeks we have a Summer Game Fest, man. So I don't know what's going to happen because I have. My schedule is pretty full, and I'm very curious to see how these games are gonna be at Summer Game Fest. If it's gonna be good or not. There's a couple that I'm like, but I'm still gonna go just because it's part of the group scheduling, because there's multiple games for other companies there. But I believe 55 partners for this year's Summer Game Fest. That's pretty big.
That's huge.
That's pretty big. Yeah. Plus, Xbox is gonna have the showcase a couple of days after that, and all that. Yeah, it's gonna be busy a couple of days, man. So I know you're gonna be in Europe, but just saying.
Yeah, I've lost that loving feeling for Summer Games Fest. It's just the timing. Being in the EU does change your perspective on timings for things. Especially because I know we've got fans that listen to us around the world and stuff like that. But it's an interesting dynamic to see how things aren't always based on US, right? Because that's kind of like that's what we're fed, being a US based like video game journalist group. So it's different, right? It's just like I don't get the same timing as you do, right? Like everything is Pacific Coast for you guys, and it's great because you in Paris, in California, you guys that's your time zone, so it's perfect. But me being 9 hours in the future doesn't translate well.
No, I hear you. And I've been hearing that from a lot of other people that lives around there in the European side. So it's all good. All right, so we're gonna go with the show. But first, if you would like to be part of our family discussion, we're everywhere. You can hit us up via email, SpeakPipe, and all that places. And here's how you can be part of the show.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna start, rhyming over here.
Do it.
Be battling it out.
Do it.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. You guys could be part of our family discussion, send us feedback, questions, all that good stuff. Also, you could join us on Riverside and be part of our show. And it's a live show. You could be part of the live discussion, roundtable discussion. Who knows? It's up to you. So if you want to be part of our live audience, just let me know. I'll post it on different locations so you could click it and join on Riverside. All right. Now, Pete, by the way, before we go to the first topic, and I just saw this on Twitter and or X, I just realized today is the 9th anniversary of the release of The Witcher. Can you believe that? 9 years?
Wow.
Wow. Exactly. Wow. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. 9 years. Do you remember where were you when The Witcher came out? Were you in Miami still?
Yeah, no. It was definitely we were in Miami.
Yeah. Oof.
I actually played more of that on Xbox One, if I'm not mistaken, than anything else. I remember I went through it, beat it. My son went through it, beat it, and then we got the Blood and Wine and the other DLC.
Yeah.
So actually I was in my Lake Park place, the house, our house.
Oh, West Palm Beach.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. That's
Great
wild. That is wild that it's been 9 years, man. I remember going to E3 for almost a couple of years. They were showing us, they had like a presentation of the game. And we were watching. I'm like, damn, this is taking so long. I want to play the official game already, So I remember that. I remember those days. That was a lot of fun. And then same thing with like Cyberpunk. They will always show us like a little portion of the game and everything, So, but I remember going. I don't know if it was for Witcher 3. I know it was one of the Witchers. Maybe it was Witcher 2. CD Projekt Red. They had a meeting room and they gave everybody beer to drink and during their presentation and everything. I was like, oh, all right, a little break from the stress at E3, So
did I?
No, you weren't. You weren't there with me. I was there with somebody else.
When you mentioned the beer, it triggered a memory, but it was
for something else. I think
the card game that they did that was based off of The Witcher. Gwent.
Oh, really? They had that for? I don't remember that. Okay,
is that what it's called? Was it Gwent?
I think it's Gwent. Yeah, it's Gwent. It's Gwent.
Okay, yeah. Okay, good. Memory's still there. 50 years old. Memory's still rocking. Good.
Yeah, that's good, man. So good, man. You don't look your age, by the way. You don't look your age. All right, so we have a couple of things now, Pete. It's been a couple of years that Ubisoft been kind of like quiet. Maybe they'll release like one game, maybe two a year, and it looks like this year is going to be different, man. It looks like 5 games is coming up from Ubisoft this year in 2024, which is rare. So one of them is XDefiant, and for those who've been following me on Twitter, you already know that I posted this crazy care package that Ubisoft sent me to promote the release of XDefiant, and one of them is like this gigantic hat, right? And also a jersey too of the game. Yeah, I was like, what is this? Like, thanks to them for sending them. But so this week is XDefiant is coming out May 21st. Star Wars August 30th, which I'm very, very excited to play that. Rainbow Six Mobile in around September of this year. Assassin's Creed Shadows. I would love to get your feedback about the trailer. So that one comes out November 15th. Not surprised. I think that's usually the time that Assassin's Creed games come out, either October or November. And the Division Resurgence, TBA 2024. What's up with that face? You're not thrilled about it? Not thrilled about it or what?
I'm conflicted, right? I mean,
okay.
Look, full stop. This is not anything against mobile games. It's just not for me. So I don't see this as a major release that you could put part and parcel up with Star Wars Outlaws and Assassin's Creed Shadows. And for the most part, Rainbow Six Mobile. I'm just not a big fan for it. I know and I understand and I appreciate that there's more mobile, and I've said this countless times on this show. There's more mobile devices used for gaming in the world than there are PC machines, consoles for all the major manufacturers. Yeah. That includes Steam Deck, it includes the MSI and the Asus ROG Ally. So don't get it twisted. I understand it's the biggest market out there. It's the market where people want to or should go to. It's just not for me.
It's all good. It's all good.
When I saw that Heartland was canceled, and we'll get to that later. Obviously,
I'm not happy about that, but go ahead.
Seeing Project Q get canceled,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing XDefiant getting its launch after many, many years. And I like it. I like XDefiant. It's fun. It's different. It's a mixture of everything else, but is Ubisoft doing too much? Right? Like, I know they've got studios around the world. We saw what we were, I don't know, maybe 3 years too late. Skull and Bones finally released and went south. Basically, it didn't review well, and it doesn't play well. I don't know, and I don't know the true cause of it. Was it too much? I want to say this correctly. I don't want to get probably somebody.
Yeah,
No, I'm nobody. Nobody's gonna like repost this anyways. Nobody cares who I am. I don't know, and I think we as gamers complained about this in the past. In particular, because of Assassin's Creed having franchise fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Has Ubisoft gotten too big for themselves, and do they need to rein back a lot of the quantity over quality that they've been doing over the last 5 or 10 years? And I mean this with the greatest intent. I said this months ago about games that I was looking forward to. Star Wars Outlaws was one of them. You and Paris kind of gave me the stink eye because you were like, really? But is Ubisoft got too much going on? And a lot of this could be said for others, right? Between Far Cry, Tom Clancy games, and that hurt me to say, considering how much I play first-person shooters and how much I love Rainbow Six Siege. But with all of the major titles that they are able to put out, does it mean, is it time for Ubisoft to finally pull back and say, you know what? If we really want to truly do a service, and I get it, it's a business, they're there to make money, but to do the service properly, let's just rein it back and release high quality games every single time. I think it's getting to that point. I would love to see them, like I said, pump the brakes. Truly, hopefully, Massive is taking everything that they've learned from every other release and dropping Star Wars Outlaws the way we want it. I'm curious about Assassin's Creed, obviously, because of, I'm Asian and I want to see it succeed. I don't want to get into the politics and the rhetoric going on social media right now. I think it's ridiculous.
Small bubble. It's so small. But
it does bother me to see what happened with the Division. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the Division 3 now that Julian is executive producer, I believe, overall.
Yeah, he also worked on so it's Outlaws and a couple of the projects he's been working on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I love it. I'm bittersweet, after what happened with the cancellation of Heartland, because I did kind of see it as that survival that they didn't release for the second game, right? Everybody loved Survivor in the first one, and everybody wanted it to come back, and it never did. So I'm hoping it's that one thing. I was hoping that Heartland was that kind of like mix in between. And now I guess we'll never know. Project Q getting canceled really sucked. That was their battle royale concept. And I think Project Q got canceled because it conflicted with what XDefiant and what Heartland was trying to do, right? They were trying to split 3 of the same game genres in a sense, into 3 separate titles. I don't know. I'm excited to see Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I hope it does it well. I like the last one, but I'm treading with cautiousness because I don't want to become that jaded gamer now because of it. I just want good games, and I want people to play good games, and I don't want everybody. I don't know. I don't want this to turn into the Ubisoft bashing show with where everybody jumps on.
No.
I think, I think that's where I'll just state it. I want them to succeed, but I also want us as gamers to get quality games.
No, of course, and I have to say this: like, I play a lot of mobile games. By the way, a lot of people don't know this. I don't publicly talk about it a lot. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone. I'm playing that, and a couple other ones there, plus cloud gaming here and there, and so on. I don't mind if Ubisoft is going to be releasing content online through mobile and all that stuff. I don't see a bad thing about that. I think that's a good thing. I think that's going to get a new crowd that's going to get into certain IPs, So I know, and look, Pete, you love PUBG. There's PUBG mobile. I know it's a lot different than the PC version and stuff like that. So I don't see a problem with that. But that's just me. But I'm very excited to see Ubisoft having multiple games coming out this year, man. Because there was a time it was just dry, man. There was nothing going on with Ubisoft. Very excited about XDefiant. I definitely want to try that out. I played, I think it was a beta version last year with Ree and a couple other friends. We were playing that nonstop. It's a little buggy here and there. But another game that I'm very excited is Star Wars Outlaws in August. I think that's going to be great. Let's see how big this game is. If it's a long game or not. Because I know, P, I know you mentioned about Assassin's Creed that came out last year. That game is a lot shorter compared to the previous Assassin's Creed that came out. A lot shorter. I don't know if you tried it out or not for a long time. But
the last one?
Yeah, the last one. It was very short. It was very, very short. Compared to Origins and all that stuff. So, and Valhalla. The thing is, those games, the thing that I didn't like about those games, besides it looks great and everything, it was just too much grinding. It was way too much. And right now, I don't have the patience to sit down and just grind like that. It's too much. But whatever. But yeah, I'm and also very curious to see more about Assassin's Creed Shadows. We probably get to see gameplay. I know right now we just see a CGI trailer and all that stuff, but I want to actually play it or see the presentation of the game. So now about Heartland, Pete, man, I was very excited to play that, man. I know we got to see a couple of our friends that worked on the game, or they were also part of the video presentation that came out, I think last year, talking about the game and everything. Man, they were so disappointed. I don't know what happened behind the scenes that Ubisoft decided to just cancel the whole project. But do you think a game like that, a free version, free to play, you think that will potentially be a big thing for the Division? Because not a lot of people got into the main game when it came out. I love the Division, love 1 and 2, love also the additional content that came out for the New York version. Came out for during the second one. And also, for those that don't know, we are in the game. They have logo of GTR. If you want to be part of a clan, I think in the Division 2, you could use our logo. I believe it's us, Kind of Funny, What's Good Games, and there's one more, I believe. But it was really cool seeing that. But the only negative thing is only 100 people could join the clan of the Division 2. Do you remember that, Pete?
No, absolutely. I loved it. Was funny. I was going through my Instagram and I had posted a picture of my character in the base of operations with the Gamertag Radio logo on there.
Yeah.
And it's something that kind of validated what we've all done as part of this team. For, to finally be recognized in a video game, right? And that was leading up into our Far Cry stuff that we did with Ubisoft.
Oh yeah. And we have a behind the scenes stories about that one.
Actually, I actually was talking to a colleague at work about that. They were like, "Oh, we saw that you were doing podcasting.
Oh no, they found out.
What are some cool things that you've done?" And I actually told them about how we came up with an idea as like an add-on filler story to the game, and they were like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the Division Heartland. Yeah, that was something that came out on Wednesday when I think it was a CFO announced that they were gonna stop development, and basically redeploy their resources to Rainbow Six Siege, which honestly should be their primary focus from a shooter perspective, right? They've done amazing as a games as a service. Considering it's 7 years, 8 years now since it launched, and it's done fantastic. Between that, you've got Six Invitational, which is the championship league. It's just nonstop, and they've just continued to iterate and develop brand new characters and characters, weapons, classes, etc. It's so much fun. Mm-hmm. And then they're redeploying parts of, I'm assuming it's Red Storm in North Carolina, to XDefiant, right? Which kind of makes sense, right? Red Storm Entertainment is their shooter team, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know why. Maybe it just didn't hit on cylinders. Maybe internal testing didn't work out. Again, I don't know the reasons why they did it. Mm-hmm. But from what they said on the call, on that investors call, I'm reading it here. The game didn't align with the company's plan to sharpen its strategic focus on two verticals: open world adventures and native games as a service titles, which free to play isn't. Is it a games as a service? Because you could drop it for free and drop content and drop battle passes and DLC, and it becomes a game as a service. Mm-hmm. So what you're hearing one person say versus what is being told almost conflicts with each other, and it's not fair to Red Storm, because I know they blood, sweat, and tears put in a lot of work and effort to try to make Heartland work. So it's painful to hear and see people that you and I, Danny and Paris, have met with, we've spent time with, that we know outside of the development team, right? The community managers and stuff like that. So it's hard to see stuff like this.
Yeah, it's very, very hard. Just a shout out to the whole team over there, Red Storm and everything. So, but for those who are watching, I know we have some reason we've been having issues with YouTube. It's not working correctly. I got to figure that out. What's going on with that? But for those who are watching and would like to be part of our family discussion, but like a live version, you could call in. If you go to Riverside, I'm going to post a link once again on Twitch, Twitter, and other places. When you click the link, it will take you to like a live studio. You can still watch the stream live through there, but also you could call in. There's like a red phone icon. You can click it, call in. Doesn't matter if it's video or audio or just send text. We could read it through the show, during the show, when we have a fan mail. So I'd love to get your thoughts, feedback, questions. Hey, maybe you have some questions for Pete, maybe for me, maybe for both. Who knows? But you have an opportunity, and you will be part of our podcast at GTR episode 1342. So I'm going to post it once again for those that are watching live, and for those that are listening, don't worry about it. Just continue listening. You're good. All right. So, Pete, I know the only thing I'm allowed to say that we've been playing Hellblade 2. Hopefully in a couple of days, we'll post a review version of about the game, and we'll have it on the show. It's not going to be recorded live. We'll see. I got to figure that out, if it's live or not, because I know your schedule is totally different than ours. But yeah, we're going to have something for sure to talk about the game and our experience and all that stuff. So stay tuned for that. But let me tell you, I've been playing that. I've been playing also Ghost of Tsushima that just came out a couple days ago, actually, on Steam. And let me tell you, Pete, oh my God, Ghost of Tsushima on PC, ultra wide screen support. Oh my God, it looks so good. Have you ever played that game? Because I know you don't have a PlayStation, but Have you tried it out at least? No?
I have not. It's something that I am looking forward to playing this year.
Ooh.
Right? So the moment it comes out on PC, I'm hoping to grab a... Is it?
Yeah, it's out. It came out a couple days ago. I just said that.
All right. Well, I've kind of had my hands full.
I know. I get it. I
had my hands full, so I haven't had a chance to play it. So
yeah.
I will. I will do that after this one. Then
you will love that game. You will love that game. It looks so good, so good. And believe it or not, and look, see, this is why I think it's smart for PlayStation and other companies to release games also on PC. This was the fourth biggest Steam game for PlayStation. The fourth one. So, Spider-Man's a big one. Right now they had, I believe, actually a couple of days ago, they had over 59,000 people playing the game when it came out. So really, really cool to see. So Helldivers is number 1. God of War is number 2. Spider-Man Remastered also came out PC, number 3. Ghost of Tsushima, number 4. Horizon Zero Dawn, the Complete Edition, 5. Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition is number 6. The Last of Us Part 1, number 7. And I get why that one was a little bit weird when it came out. It was not great on PC in the beginning. Days Gone, number 8. Miles Morales, Pete, is number 9. And Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection is number 10. So those games are doing pretty good, man, for PlayStation, man. It's doing really, really good. So that's awesome. That's really, really awesome. All right, so we have a caller here, and let me just play this very quick before I invite this caller here. And it's time for fan mail.
Fan mail at gamertagradio.com.
All right, thank you for joining us. And we have a caller here. Our first caller for episode 1342, and this is Manuel. Are you surprised about the report that almost half of the PlayStation users are still playing PlayStation 4? Not surprised, but we'll see what he has to say. He or she. We'll see. Hello.
Oh, hey guys, how are you doing?
Good. Thank you for calling, man. Where are you calling from?
I'm Puerto Rico, actually.
Oh, Puerto Rico! Yes, that's awesome, man. Well, thank you for calling. I like your hoodie. Your hoodie has Just So in Gamer, right? Shout out to our friends over there, man. It's really cool to see that, man. Yeah. What's up? What's the question?
So the question is because during this week we saw the report that almost the half of the PlayStation users are still playing on PlayStation 4. Why do you think that people are not jumping to the PlayStation 5? Because I have been talking to some of my friends, colleagues, and saying that, to be honest, they just have to make more exclusive to the PS5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great question. I think there's a couple of reasons. One, look, the way how things are right now with the economy, why upgrade? Plus, like you said, if there's no big games for us to change our minds to actually buy the console. Like for us, we're hardcore. We just buy stuff they want. But there's a lot of people, the majority, they still enjoying the PlayStation 4. They still could play some of these games that is also available on the current consoles and PC. Another one too is games like Fortnite. I think there's another one too, like Apex, all that stuff. It's available on a bunch of consoles. So like, if you get those games and you're having fun, why upgrade? So
yeah.
Plus, it's the console is not cheap. It's not cheap at all, man. So I don't know how it is in Puerto Rico, because I know usually outside the United States, especially like Hawaii, Puerto Rico, is a little bit more expensive because of import and all that, like shipping and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But especially in Europe, I don't know how much it is consoles over there, PlayStation 5. You could answer that question there. But I mean, people prefer to save money and wait until the right time, man. So I remember buying a PlayStation 4 when the PlayStation 4 Slim came out. That's why I'm like, I think it's time for me to buy. I never bought it day one. So Pete, you want to answer that question too?
I mean, depending on fluctuations in the euro, or in my case in Switzerland, it's the Swiss franc, It's about 489 to 500 Swiss francs, which is probably translates to about 515, 530 US dollars. Regardless, I think at the end of the day, there's no big super incentive to jump across from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, right? Yes, you could take advantage of a little bit faster gameplay because of the hardware, but at the end of the day, there's no super exclusive that makes one person say, no, I need to get a PlayStation 5. I mean, I'm probably the wrong person to say this because I'm still without a PlayStation 5, partially because I don't have the need or the desire to do it because I know if I wait a year, I can play it on PC. But there hasn't been so much of an exclusive title that requires someone to say, you know what, I need to either sell the PlayStation 4 or I could have said something really smart ass, but I'm not going to say it.
But it's interesting that you say about exclusivity, and this generation is like the end of the exclusivity because we have seen Microsoft / Xbox like ending it. The only one that maybe going exclusive is Nintendo because they can't do it. They had the fan base. PlayStation is moving multi-platform in sort of way with PC. Maybe we can see Xbox games on the near future if they are still making platform because it is a really tricky generation. This one.
Yeah, I agree. And Nintendo could do whatever they want, and people still will buy because that crowd, that audience, they buy all kinds of games, no matter what. Yeah. And if you compare the sales of like their software towards like PlayStation and Xbox, it surpasses the numbers. It's insane, you know. So, but like PlayStation, I think, I think this generation has been very, very different, especially when games like Ratchet and Clank, Returnal, like those are my favorite PlayStation 5 games. Those are like my top of the top. Like I love those games. If you compare those numbers of sales, it wasn't that great, man. And I know it changed a little bit more once the games came out on PC. But it hurts seeing a game like Returnal. The sales numbers is not that high, man. You know,
really?
Yeah, it wasn't that high compared to like, according to the behind the scenes, it looks like those two games wasn't that great like sales numbers because now if you see a game like Spider-Man and a couple other ones, of course, like God of
they're
War,
Western games.
It's way more a bigger audience and. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Love those two games. I got it before it came out, you know, and still
play those games.
Play those games, man. I got support. No, but thank you so much, man. And you know, saludos to everybody over there in Puerto Rico, man. Thanks for calling.
Guys.
Gracias, Manuel.
Yeah. Gracias.
Ciao.
Yep. All right, so we have another question here, and this one is about Xbox. Now, when you guys call in, please let us know where you're calling from. All right, let's go. Next caller. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, Cecil.
Doing okay. I was wondering, are you guys going to be at the Xbox Game Fest?
Oh, yes. I'm definitely going to be there. Not Pete. Paris is going to be there, too, with me. Pete's probably in spirit. Pete will be there.
I'll be there on Twitter.
Yeah. Pete is, I'm actually going. It's going to be very interesting to see what is going to happen during the show. I'm very curious, like how the vibe is. I know that it's a different location than the previous years. It's a totally different location. I don't know why, because before it was in LA Live. There was like a nice venue there where people could go and check it out. They had like great seatings, and then there was like a bigger space for a lot of people. This one is different, so I don't know how the vibe is going to be. We'll see. But are you planning to attend?
I'm a little nervous to meet you, but I would really like to meet you.
Yeah, hey, we'll be there. Don't be nervous. I'm just the average person, man. Nothing special about me. No. Honestly,
I won't be nervous.
Oh God. So it was Paris. What a punk. I was like, why it sounds so different over there, yo?
I'm so nervous to meet you.
That was a good one. That was a good one. That was good. That was good. That was really good. That was awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Paris calling in, yo. What a punk. What a punk. So wait, Pete, you knew it was him? You knew it was him?
No clue. I had no clue.
Hi, Cecil.
Yo, that was funny. That was funny, bro. That was funny. That was funny as hell.
I was like, I purposely put the mic far away from me. I was like, they're gonna know my voice. I was like,
yeah,
they're gonna.
I was like, yo, I had to like put your volume up. I'm like, yo, these sound so low. What's up, Paris? I thought you were gonna take a break. What happened?
I am.
He missed us.
I literally just came here to troll. That's it.
Wow.
And then I'm leaving again.
Wow. That was funny. Cecil. Hi, Cecil.
Bye, Cecil.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have one thing to say though.
Yeah. What's up?
The reason no one's in the Division 2 GTR clan is because you freaking suck at raiding and everybody dipped. Because I dipped for that very reason. You stink at raiding in the Division 2.
First of all, we were all struggling to figure it out when the raid came out.
You, not we.
Nah.
You.
All right, look.
I know how to follow instructions.
Yeah.
I know how to work cooperatively in a team.
Bye, Cecil. Hey, there you go. I kicked him out because, you know, that's how it is. That's how it is. But you see, you call us, prank us, and all that stuff, man. Aren't you, Paris? What's wrong with you? That was funny, though.
You end the show right now. That's perfect. That's it.
I know, right?
We've peaked.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
Oh.
That is hilarious. But anyone, if you guys want to call, we're still here. Probably have like a couple more minutes and then we'll wrap it up over here. But yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun, Pete. That was a lot of fun. I love the call in. Except Paris, screw Paris. But I love the call in. People could have, if they have questions or anything like that. They could be part of the show. And shout out for those that are watching on X and other places. Hopefully I can figure out how I can stream on TikTok. I can't figure that out. That's like a different world over there, man. A totally different world over there. So anything else, Pete? Oh, I have one more topic. I forgot to mention. And I'm very curious to hear your thoughts about this, man. Microsoft officially said that the Call of Duty is going to be on Game Pass. The newest Call of Duty, which is Black Ops. It's going to be on Game Pass on day one. Now, originally, there was rumors that behind the scenes, they were going back and forth. Should we release this game on Game Pass? Shouldn't? Should we just keep it, normal, sell it, and that's it? Because, that's how they're going to make the most money is selling that game, So what you think, man? As a PC owner, you can still get the Game Pass version of this and not buy it because you haven't bought a Call of Duty game in a long time, right?
No, it's been a minute. Actually, no, that's a lie. I think I paid for the last. I think it was 2 years ago. I paid for Call of Duty, and then I stopped playing. And actually, I think it was Black Ops Cold War.
Okay.
Because that was right after I had moved here.
Mm-hmm.
Look, let's be honest, and I think this is something that Cecil would have said back in the day as well.
The real Cecil.
Yeah, the real Cecil.
The real one.
I can just imagine that's going to be his burner account, Cecil Robinson Real or something like that on Twitter.
Yeah.
No, you don't make a purchase like that without trying to recoup your money as fast as possible. So if people think that it was only going to be like a shared experience or something that it was going to be, multi-platform, how do you not put that on a service like that? It's still going to make money at the end of the day, right? It's going to encourage.
The other consoles.
It's going to encourage people who maybe don't want to shell out the $60 or $75 or however much it's going to cost, or who don't have the upfront investment to be able to spend that, but can drop $10, $12 a month or $15 a month. It's much easier to recoup that cost. From a consumer's perspective, I don't see the problem for it. It's a Microsoft title at this point. They can do what they want, right?
Yeah, no, it's true. I know there's going to be a bigger audience now playing that, because there's a lot of people that haven't bought or that have never bought a Call of Duty game in so long, and they only see on Game Pass. They're going to download it and play it. You know, I'm excited to play it. I have 200 hours on Call of Duty, the current one. I play that a lot, and for the reason is I don't care about the campaign. It's more the multiplayer, because I play a lot of like zombies and multiplayer, Warzone, all that stuff. I change it up, play with friends, just chill, and there's a quick pick up and play, just something quick. You know, once I'm done, and then move on. You know, but I'm excited. I'm very curious to see what they're gonna show us during Xbox Game Showcase, because I know they're gonna show the newest Black Ops. Look, all I'm saying, I want zombies to be legit. I want some dope zombie content, because I'm all about zombies. I can play that all day. Do you play Warzone at all, Pete? Warzone?
Nope.
No,
I have not played it. I have not played it since 2020.
Oh, okay.
I haven't played it since 2020, so no, I haven't.
Warzone is dope. If you have a good group of people, it's a lot of fun. It's fun. If it's like solo, it's okay. But with friends, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. So, shout out to Paris. I can't believe he did that. I can't believe he did that. The punk. But yeah, for those that they're watching on Riverside, you could call in over here, and I'll put you on live, man. So, actually, let me check out Twitch. Oh, we got a good answer over there. Shout out to Tanya, B Gamer, John Wiki 3000, all that stuff. All right, guys. So very quick, I'm going to play this interview. This is the podcast version, by the way. An interview I recorded with Naomi Kyle. She's we had a great conversation about her new podcast called This Week in Gaming. I've been there a couple of times, and also airs nationwide in Canada and all the radio stations. So if you're interested, make sure to check out the podcast. It's I love these type of short content, talking about the news, have a guest, keep it moving. That's how it is. So shout out to her. And once we come back, we're going to wrap up the show.
This is Gamertag Radio. Voicemail at 786-2737-GTR.
All right, so we have our guest for this week on Gamertag Radio. We have Naomi Kyle. Naomi, how you doing? It's been a long time.
It's been so long. You've been busy, I know, but I'm so happy to be on here and chatting with you. And finally, I've watched you and heard you on Gamertag Radio for a while, and I'm just like, why haven't I never been on? Why haven't I checked that out? So I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah, we were trying to do something. Oh my God, this is like years ago. I think the first time we met during St. Jude's, but it was just complicated with our schedule and things that was happening at that
St. Jude.
That was 2019, I believe.
Oh my God, yeah, it was right before the pandemic. Oh my gosh.
Right before the pandemic, yeah. So I know you just launched a new show, a new podcast, a weekly show, right? Tell us a little bit about your podcast.
Yeah, so my podcast is gaming news, so video game news. It's called This Week in Gaming. Very simple to remember, and yeah, it's going every week. We're on episode 15 starting this week, actually, but by the time you're listening to this, it might be episode 16 or something. But yeah, every week we just cover, like, we're just there to give you the news that's going to be very we're simplifying the news, basically. Like, here's what you need to know really quick. It's only 20 minutes. And you get it every week, and it just catches you up on, like, maybe stuff that you missed in the gaming space that you should know. And then we have a guest on, like you, for example. You've been on the show to talk about some of the stories, or to get like a deeper dive into something. So I think the last time we did, like, I don't know, Was it Microsoft stuff or
I think Microsoft, Nintendo.
Yeah,
I think it was like I
definitely
think it was like
Nintendo.
I think it was Microsoft and Nintendo, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Nintendo
super.
was Nintendo Direct. That's what it was.
That's right, the Nintendo Direct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's super easy. It's super fun, and it goes up on my YouTube channel. You can also listen to it on all podcast platforms. And yeah, it's just really fun, and it's not too inside baseball. You know, we're gonna keep it simple and really quick and to the point.
Yeah, my question on that is that there's a lot of podcasts that have like long form
Yeah.
shows. Why you decided to do something different with
Yeah.
short format?
I was thinking that there was a need for it. You know, I come from IGN where I used to do the daily fix every day, and that video on average ran like 2 to like 3 minutes, 2 minutes and a half, sometimes a little bit longer. And it was just quick hits. It was like, hey, get your news for the day and move on and get the next thing. And now I've done just a compacted version for the week as opposed to daily. And it's also because we're on Canadian radio. So it's in partnership with iHeartRadio. And iHeartRadio has, channels all over the world. They have their app that is also global. But they have they have radio stations, news talk stations across Canada. And so I'm also thinking like for mainstream folks who aren't necessarily super immersed in the gaming world like we are, who might need a place to just get up to date on it. Like if they have kids who play games or if they're just trying to start to get into gaming, kind of have it be the gateway place for them to do that.
Yeah, I think that is very smart because I think in our industry, we're always going after the same crowd, and it's good for us to branch out and try to see if we can get a new audience, audience that probably don't know much about the industry. And I think by listening to your show, they'll learn more about like, oh, this is cool. This is something I didn't know about so-and-so,
Yeah.
or maybe a game that's coming out and they have never heard of it. They probably hear it for the first time on the show, right?
Yeah. Or updates on some of the bigger games like, Minecraft, like a lot of kids these days play Roblox, stuff like that. And I think it's also very important for them to not feel like it's too maybe intimidating to get into games. Like it's too much to learn. It's too new. It's too, we gamers have always been very like in the details, and they love, like getting into the complex nitty gritty, like what's the game run at? Like what's the FPS? Like all this stuff, or frames per second. So what is a way that we can make it accessible for folks who, like we were saying, that just maybe don't know enough about gaming, but would like to have some knowledge about it.
Yeah, and now how has it been, doing a podcast than a video format on camera all the time show?
Gotta say it's actually easier in a lot of ways. I think that's the main reason I did it. It was also during the pandemic when I came up with the idea. So I was like, I just need something that's going to be turnkey, that I don't have to like dress up for, that's going to be easy to do. But now we're actually talking about doing a video version. So it quickly turned into going back to video. But I like the audio format. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I get most of my news, most of my entertainment through podcasts and audio only content. So it's been fun to finally join that world and do something in that way. And then also radio, like that's, I always listened to the radio growing up. Of course, it's a lot less common nowadays that folks listen to the radio. But I think it's cool that I can still branch off and do different things, and it's not always just being on camera. I edit the podcast myself. I write it myself. Like it's all a big little passion project of mine. So yeah, it's been cool. I like the podcast format. You've done it for years, so you probably are so used to it.
Yeah, I love it. I love podcasts. And here's the thing too: a lot of people don't know, but when it comes to like international folks, where maybe they have like a data cap for like a certain amount of data they could download. I think it's easier for them through the mobile device or any device to listen to a podcast because it's less data than watching a whole full video, So, and the thing is too, and this is something that I years ago I was like a part of a radio industry conference here in the States, and the people that still to this day listen to the radio is the majority of them is Latinos, because they're not really into like podcasts like that. I'm talking about like the older generation.
Yeah.
So imagine you getting a group of folks that doesn't know anything about podcasts, but they're so used to listening to like their favorite radio station in Canada. This is like something where I think it's going to help you to get new people listen to the show. I think that's genius. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very
Just
cool.
came up with the idea all myself.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Now, Naomi, I know a lot of people don't know much about you, so tell the folks that are listening about your career, how you got started, and have a couple more questions about that too.
Okay, yeah. So I come from Canada, which makes sense for the show. So I originated from Canada. I used to work for Gameloft. They were at the time a sister company to Ubisoft, but they did like mobile games, and they still do that. But worked there for about a year and a half, and then got recruited by IGN to join their team. So IGN.com, review site. I'm sure maybe some of your audience knows what that is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I worked for them for 7 years. I did hosting. I hosted their Daily Fix, who, eventually got to executive producer title. So I was doing a lot more stuff around the show and creating my own shows. I did like Let's Play Lives and stuff like that. So did that fully, did that whole, job to the extent that I could. It was a 9 to 5. I lived in San Francisco. And then I was like, the time came where I had to either figure something else out, do something different, or stick around longer. And I decided to do the opposite, which was, go continue my career in a different path, but maybe branch off, do different things. And I moved down to LA. And I've kind of been down that path ever since. I've done stuff for CBS. I did their Star Trek Discovery show when it first started, or season 2, Star Trek Discovery season 2. But it was the Ready Room. I hosted that for a season. I did BattleBots. I'm now working on a bunch of projects. I have my iHeart Radio show. I've sold other shows. But yeah, just trying to keep it going, It's tough. It's tough, because I do have an influencer following, and that's definitely helped carry me through for a while. But I was thinking about that the other day. Like, a lot of people in our space need social media to have a career that stands on its own, not necessarily having to go work for a media house or something like that. So to have to do that and also be an influencer I like that part less, but I'm trying to branch off and do my own projects. But yeah, I've had a long career. Some folks in the gaming space, they grew up watching me, and they say that a lot. And just hoping to keep carrying on the torch and be a good representation of the gaming industry that we love so much. No,
and that's really cool to see. Every time I see like a new post, because I know there was a time you took some time off from social media to just focus on your projects. Yeah. But every time I see a post from you, I'm like, oh man, look at she's back. She's slowly, getting the word out about her projects. Yeah. I mean, I think it's great that you're still doing your thing, and I think you did an amazing job too. Even when I first saw your content through IGN. But I'm very excited to see what's next for you in the future. I'm glad that you're branching out and doing other stuff besides gaming too. And I think you're very, very talented, and I think it is important to show that to the world. So.
Thanks, Danny.
Especially the CBS opportunity. I was like, oh man, could I have Paramount Plus? So when I saw you, I was like, oh snap, look at Naomi doing her thing. Really, really cool.
Yeah, that was a fun show to do as well. I'm just glad that it's grown since then. And it makes sense that they brought on. I'm blanking on his name right now, but yeah, the basically one of the child actors from the show back in the day, the original Star Trek.
The OG.
The OG Star, yeah. Not Captain Kirk, but with Captain Picard, who is our favorite. It's good to see that show grew and everything like that. And yeah, now there's so many other things going on in the space, but it's also a weird time in the space because the strikes and everything. And I think everything's kind of going through a big shift. And obviously in the gaming space, everything we've seen going on there. Stuff is reshuffling. I wonder where it's going to land. I'm very curious.
Yeah. Is there anything that you would like to do you haven't done yet in your career?
Oh, there's so much.
Yes.
But I also dabble in music, so I think doing an album would be really cool.
I remember you released was it a single or two?
It was like an
Couple-
IP, or not an IP,
EP,
yeah.
yeah.
And it was basically just a couple songs, not a full album, and just some experimental stuff. But so I'm going to see if I can continue doing that. You know, always pursuing acting. I audition every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
There's other things I'm cooking, but I can't talk about.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Now,
Yeah.
now, Naomi, what you think about like now Hollywood getting more involved into like video games? You know, there was a time where I remember watching a lot of the video game movies or even TV shows back then. I'm like, this is not that good, but now it's been really, really great. You know,
I
and I know
know.
you're into both worlds. So, what
Yes.
you think about that?
I think it's amazing. I'm looking at the calendar of like all the stuff they're making. There are so many just now live action or even animated or of video games, like stories that were originated in a video game are now being turned into movies, TV shows, stuff like that. And it's amazing. I think it's well deserved. I think, you know, once they saw the success of Marvel too, they kind of perfected their approach to like developing stuff based on IP that's, you know, from a different world than them.
Mhm.
And so I think it's cool to see. And we've had so many. Like if you look back, all the ones they have done, there's a lot. And they were big budgets, and some of them didn't do as well, of course, but some of them did really well. And now we're just kind of in the golden era, I think, of like what we saw for Marvel for video games, and I hope it keeps going. And there are so many more stories to tell. Like there's so many, even though there's a lot that have already been done, there's even
Mhm.
more like that they can pull from of video game IP that I'm just excited to see if they ever make it. Like I
Yeah.
can't believe they're making a Zelda movie.
I know. My mind is blown about that. I can't
I
wait.
can't
to see
believe it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait. Now, my last question is, you know, there's a lot of people that really want to get into hosting or
Yeah.
maybe doing their own podcast or, you know, do some of the similar things that you've been doing for the past couple of years now. What advice you would give them? Because it's a very, very difficult
Yeah.
move to start, you know, in the beginning.
It's tough because, and especially now because it's you're basically competing with the whole internet if you go out and start doing this. And so you do kind of have to take an influencer approach, I think. You can obviously try to apply to, you know, content houses, media houses like IGN or Fandom, or, you know, there's so many others out there, or GameSpot, you know. So I think really when it comes to the content, like you have to start yourself, just making it yourself. Get used to doing that, because even when you join a place like IGN, it's good to know those things, like how to create your own videos and edit and all that stuff. But you do have to approach it like, I'm just going to publish it or have it exist somewhere, because that's how people get to know you. That's how people get to see your personality. And if you can develop that, that's like the first key thing when it comes to hosting. And then it kind of goes from there. I just think it is tough right now, because it's like, now you can be anyone, you know. They'll hire TikTokers, they'll hire, you know, YouTubers, they'll hire people who don't necessarily go into training as a host, like as somebody who reads a prompter and all this stuff, or who creates news-based content, stuff like that. They'll pull from people who they see who have done it for years on other social platforms. So I think that's like a good approach, is to kind of look at it like that. And then I know I've been kind of touting somewhat of a negative like view of it, but I think, you know, don't get discouraged. Like as much as you believe in yourself, like put that out there in the world and create your own stuff. Like it starts there.
Yeah, and also one of my last advice to work with people that you know that are
Yeah.
also could help you push you
So
forward.
you're not
you know?
alone, because
Exactly.
doing it alone can be daunting.
Exactly.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now, if people would like to listen to your podcast or find you on social media or YouTube, where is like the best place they could go to?
The best place is, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio app, basically wherever you get your podcast. And then my YouTube channel, Naomi Kyle, is just my name. It publishes there at the same time as all the other places. And yeah, it's cool. It's 20 minutes, and we have a total of 50 episodes that we're doing, and we're not that far into it. So there's still a lot of time to get onto it and listen in and see if it's your cup of tea. But yeah, we're very happy. I would say liberty because of Helldivers, but it made me think of that. But yeah, I think if you listen, I'm sorry, it's very early.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I think if you listen on those platforms, you'll enjoy the show. We really do highly produce it. You know, it's produced through iHeart, so they have like their radio guys put the sound bites, the music and stuff, and so yeah, it's really good.
Awesome. Well, Naomi, keep on doing your thing. I'll definitely be listening. So
yeah,
and good luck.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
This is Gamertag Radio. Voicemail at 786-2737-GTR.
Yeah, shout out to Naomi. That was a great conversation about This Week in Gaming. Make sure to subscribe and support, and hopefully I'll be on there again in the future. All right, Pete, anything else, Pete, before we wrap it up? I know we have a couple people here, but we'll do like an after show and all that good stuff, man.
Can we bring back Cecil, please?
Yeah, bring back Cecil. Right? It's funny, yo. He had the mic off, the camera off, all that good stuff, and had the mic far away. But he was dying inside. You're laughing.
Oh, I know. Oh.
That was a good one. That was really good. It's all good. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up, and we're going to continue the after show if you're watching it live on stream. But thank you for watching, supporting GTR. Remember, if you would like to be part of our family discussion, you want to send questions, comments, feedback to not only me, but also the crew, we're going to answer it as soon as possible. So here's how you could be part of our show.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
Hey, shout out to everybody who's always sending us stuff to the show. Okay, look, that's how we create great content, man. I love fan mail. Pete, you love fan mail. Fan mail is fun. Fan mail is a lot of fun. So we'll be back here next time. And we're getting close to Summer Game Fest. Ooh, it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, until next time, we're out. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.